What happens when you combine Minecraft, Rimworld, and Terraria? Well, you get Necesse. Hi, I'm Jeff, and today we'll be spending 30 days in this amazing game. Join me as I grow my village, defend it from raiders, sail the seas finding various islands, and fighting all kind of bosses. Day 1 I spawned in a forest, with an old man. The elder didn't provide much information, so I began chopping trees. Unlike Minecraft, you start with basic tools such as an axe and a sword, so I didn't need to torture myself by punching trees with my bare fist. I built a crafting table and crafted the first thing that caught my eye, a boomerang. I established my new base, Pondville. I'm not that good with names. I then got my first quest, deliver fake fangs from a vampire. It was time I put my boomerang to use. I assumed the vampire was in the ominous dark hole in the old man's shack, so I ventured downward. And came right back out. It was really dark. With torches in hand, I ventured back downward. My boomerang was kinda crap, but it got the job done. This dungeon was filled with zombies, but not a single vampire in sight. I headed back up, kicked the old man out of bed, and ended my first day. I collected some resources, built a furnace, and crafted some more weapons. A pawnbroker came visit my settlement, and I tried to recruit him, but he was not pleased with the old man's shack. We were already sharing a bed, so there wasn't much space anyway. I then went back into the dungeon. My first death came in kind of the worst way. A goblin snuck up on me while I was looking through my inventory and killed me. You apparently keep most of your stuff when you die, so it wasn't much of an issue. I went to get my stuff and immediately died again because I forgot about a pressure plate by the door. This is going to be a very long 30 days. The next day started with Glenn the Hunter. I asked him to join my settlement and he requested I give him money and 32 wool. I killed the nearest sheep and it dropped 2 wool. After my calculations, I realized that's a lot of sheep, but you gotta do what you gotta do, so I got to work. Also, I should probably mention I found a gun in the forest. I didn't even know guns were in this game, but anyway, back to the action. I then acquired Glenn the Hunter and recruited him to my party. Glenn immediately requested a bed, so I went to craft one, and guess what it requires? Wool. If only someone had a large collection of wool somewhere. A traveling merchant came to my settlement and I bought a summoning staff. I was now able to summon goblins. I then realized there might be a problem. It was getting pretty hard to find sheep. I guess that's what happens when you murder the entire population of sheep on your island in a day. But don't worry, they respawn, right? I gave up on finding the imaginary vampires, so the old man gave me a new quest. Kill Evil's Protector. He just keeps ramping up the difficulty. I expanded the hut and gave Glenn his own room. Maybe it was the newly acquired glasses or the fact that I was in possession of a masterful handgun, but I felt like I could take on Evil's Protector. It didn't go well. But I tried again. I then ran out of bullets. I was weak, so I decided I should probably play the game correctly. The next day I brought Glenn with me to the mines to get some materials. We finally found the vampires. Glenn rushed in and got absolutely destroyed. The vampires kidnapped him. In other words, he's dead. I was honestly more upset that I sacrificed my entire island's worth of sheep for a man who donated his body to vampires. I finally decided to move out of the old man's shack. I began construction on a crafting area. It was small, but it worked. And I discovered that I can craft an iron greatsword. To put it in perspective, my boomerang did 8 damage. This greatsword does 50. I didn't have enough iron, so I went back into the mines. I expanded my building to make more space for future villagers and got some sleep. Also, you might be wondering who's sleeping next to me. Well, I forgot to press record earlier and recruited a miner. I'm still new to this, okay? Speaking of which, please like and subscribe if you're enjoying this video so far. The next morning, I finally had enough iron to make a greatsword, and oh my god, I was ready to hunt some vampires. I made some armor and some nice touches to my base and met Oliver the Hunter, who requested a large amount of wool. I started my slaughter, and this is when I finally realized sheep don't respawn. I probably should have shaved them rather than murdering them. I had one sheep left alive in my entire island. For the next couple of days, I stayed in the mines. I arose from the mines and found Aaron the villager, who only requested I give him gold to live here. I went through my loot and found I had a magical book that did 20 damage per shot. I also made some shears and got some wool from the lone sheep that I spared my island. Per usual, I kicked the newest recruit from their bed and got some sleep. After another mining adventure, I met a blacksmith and recruited her but had no wool to make her a bed. My base was then raided by bandits, but I was ready. After destroying everything in the forest, I realized the raiders take a very long time to get to your base. So after a small break, I met them in the forest and the battle began. The next couple of days were dark. Not because it was nighttime, it was because I changed some setting on my computer and it screwed everything up. And I don't know how to navigate this mess, so here's a summary of what happened. I found Dennis the farmer, I made him a nice place to stay, and he was immediately ripped apart by zombies. I then made the rest of my base look nice, giving everyone their own rooms. Hey look, the lights are back on. I realized I was accumulating a ton of crap, so I expanded my base a little more, making a storage room for my equipment. I also crafted a 6 spider helmet that allowed me to have one more summon. I felt that I was ready to fight the boss again. I had a potion that gave me one more summon and also much improved equipment, so it was time for round 3. The fight began. And then he just left. Apparently he doesn't like the light. I had only one heart left, but I did it, thanks to my squad of goblins. The boss dropped a demon heart that doubled my health, gave me crafting materials, and dropped a trinket that let me go fast. The next few days I did some organizing. I built a place for my one lonely sheep, and with nothing else to do I decided to explore the seas, and oh my god, I never really looked at the map. This game is huge. I just spent almost 20 days in one lonely island, and they have this many more. I arrived at a desert village and was met with the most beautiful sight. Sheep. I quickly stole all of their wool, listened to the villagers' ridiculous demands to join my settlement, stole some more, bought a sheep, and then ventured into the desert mines. These mines were no joke. I quickly got overrun and gave up. I went back to Pondville with my collection of wool. With my abundance of wool, I quickly recruited Bobby the Hunter. I literally had zombies coming to my doorstep, and 2 villagers already got ripped apart by them, so I made my base more secure. I got a notification of Hazel the Alchemist approaching my settlement, so I went recruit her before she even touched foot on my island. Somehow I was out of wool once again, and she needed a bed. I went buy some more sheep, plopped them in the fence, and they immediately gave birth right in front of me. I repurposed the bathroom into Hazel's room. I assigned her to the bed and immediately stole it before she even got there. I woke up with her sitting on the toilet staring at me. I'll use a different bed next time. For the longest time, the old man has had this quest to get a frozen beard, so I made my journey north to a snow village. It was pretty much the same as the desert village, but with snow. I stole all of their wool per usual and went into the mines. I got a little trigger happy, spraying in every direction and accidentally summoned a spider boss. It didn't end well. I was unprepared, but this time I was ready to go. I got Bobby to join me and we made our way to get revenge. Except the boss wasn't there anymore. With Bobby in my party, clearing the cave wasn't that difficult. I was already prepared to fight with multiple potions on hand, so I decided to head north to a dungeon marked on the map. We were attacked at the entrance and I started to reconsider bringing Bobby along because he almost died before we even entered the dungeon. I gave him half of my health potions, so I didn't want another death on my hands. The dungeon was proving difficult, but we pushed through. I found a spear, and best of all, a bed. I'm sorry, dungeon bed. We fought our way down the hallway, and I found an even better weapon, a lightning hammer. As we made our way back down, we were getting swarmed. Bobby was downing potions like water. We got backed into a corner and I died heroically, jumping in front of a projectile shielding Bobby. I swear that was intentional. I respawned and guess where I found Bobby? Just sleeping in his bed. I went check on him and he apparently felt very happy. He just watched his friend just explode into pieces, sacrificing himself for him, and he's just sleeping the night away perfectly fine. I'm done with Bobby. I went back into the dungeon alone. I fought my hardest, dying multiple times. But I finally made it to the boss. There were just too many projectiles, and as I tried to get closer, I got obliterated. I needed to kill him fast, but I was too weak at the moment. I went back to get my loot, and he was actually pretty chill. He just let me leave. After that, I went check out a pirate island. I wanted to see if they were good pirates. They weren't. I went back to base and crafted a frost helmet, but I needed more frost shards for the full set, so I made a trip back to the snow village. I put on the full set of frost armor just in time for another raid. This time, I didn't wait. I met them at the seas. I didn't want to put anyone in my settlement in danger. With my new set of armor and hammer, I destroyed them. And as morning came, my 30 days was up. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, make sure to like and subscribe. It means a lot. I'm so close to 100 subscribers. Also, comment down below what game you'd like me to try next. Bye!